Focus on me. Save this misguided soul. Just run. Should you focus? Just impure. Have mercy. Just. Has been terminated.
Hi there, the name's Nico, and today I'll be going over an update to my Lenox video. My first guide was to update a lot of the older guides on YouTube where they changed the Imperial Crown recipe, but now 3 more changes have happened to Lenox's main route that I need to highlight. One is the Glepnir recipe change, then the motorcycle helmet recipe got changed, and last they moved bandages out of factory. Because of these changes, I believe a new guide is needed. I still think Lenox is one of the most enjoyable characters to play, so let's go over the new standard build. So the build is Glepnir, EOD suit, Vigilante, Sheath Shah Jahan, Tachyon brace, and White Crane fan. The route goes factory, forest, beach, hotel, and then you can do a variety of paths here, but you have to hit a monk's robe zone as well as a bandage zone. The path I take is school archery range. The build ID is displayed on screen and is also written and linked in the description. You should have everything done by your chest piece, and you will be sitting on an assault vest. If you are at the far spawn in factory, you want to use the movement speed boost to walk towards the factory teleport loot set. I will show you this on screen here. In factory, you want to grab both lighters in your loot set as well as the binoculars in your loot set. You use the binoculars to make telephoto cameras so you can place them around Hotel Tree so you don't get ambushed. With a second lighter, you want to boil the second water and turn it into food in forests. In beach, you want to kill either the bat in forest by hotel or the bat in beach by hotel. You'll use the camera on the binoculars you picked up in factory, and even if you didn't manage to grab binoculars, you can find binoculars in beach or hotel. In factory, you are not guaranteed to get 2 nails in your loot set. If you're the only person or only one other person spawns in factory with you, I would look for the second nail if you did not manage to find it. Otherwise, go to archery range after hotel to get it. White Crane fan is not needed on Lenox because you already have healing reduction on Glepnir, and you ideally want to get off White Crane fan anyways. In beach, you should be able to get 2 hammers because you're in beach a lot sooner than everyone else, but in case you do not, you can go to alley to get the last hammer. Make sure you make iron sheets before the ruby because you need 2 iron sheets in this build, one for Sheath Shah Jahan and another for EOD suit. And it is better to sit on a sheath and EOD suit than to sit on a military suit and no accessory. In beach, you might run into Ava, Cicella, Sniper Aya, or other Lenoxes. If there is a Sniper Aya in your lobby, do not bother getting Hotel Tree because this is an instant lose matchup unless she is really underbuilt and you manage to get everything completed except your chest piece. In Hotel, you probably will run into similar people, except you might run into Pistol Aya and Adela. Adela gets the beach after you leave beach, but she will sometimes contest Hotel Tree. If you get stunned by Adela, you will die because you have no way of escaping her ultimate. You might see Pistol Aya in beach, and if you do not, you will probably run into her in Hotel. Pistol Aya can also be here because she can get her full build online unlike you. If it wasn't obvious enough, the goal of this build is to contest Hotel Tree. Unless you see a Sniper Eye in your lobby, you should be able to get Hotel Tree. Adele can beat you at Hotel Tree, but normally she doesn't contest Tree. After you grab Hotel Tree, you want to grab Cloth and Hotel as well as Ice to turn your Tree of Life into Glacial Ice. You will be making Glacial Shoes instead of Bracelet of Scotty because Tachyon's Brace was nerfed to only have 0.27 movement speed on it, which is barely faster than Straight Jacket sneakers. You also want to grab a watch in Hotel because you'll be prepping for Tellurian Timepiece. Tellurian Timepiece is not that bad with Lenox since it has movement speed and cooldown reduction, 2 stats Lenox really enjoys. And since you'll be using the first Tree of Life on Glacial Shoes, you can have Tellurian Timepiece prep for Alpha, which spawns a couple minutes after first tree. You may not be finished your EOD suit and Glacial Shoes in time for Alpha if someone is camping Alpha, since you need to go to 2 zones to get these items done. But if no one is camping Alpha, you want to TP to where Alpha is after you finish your Glacial Shoes and EOD suit. After this, you just want to farm animals. You can contest for another tree, but it is not really necessary. Bracelet of Scotty is really good as Lenox as well, but you should try to have at least 20% CDR on Lenox. Since Lenox's base stats fall off after night 1, the only way to compensate is to either have more CDR or more flat amp, and since you already have decent damage with Glacial Shoes and Glepnir, having more CDR will increase your damage. The skill order for this build is Q, W, E, T, and R or Alt when available. The plan will have the skill order saved, so you do not have to worry about memorizing it. For food, you can either make boiled eggs or oriental concoctions. You'll be boiling water you get in factory, and you only need 1 boiling water for your build, so the rest will be going towards food and drinks. In 1 loot set, you are only guaranteed to get 1 egg and 1 oriental herb, but you do not have enough inventory to carry 1 stack of boiled eggs and 1 stack of oriental concoctions if you are carrying the binoculars, so you have to choose between the two. If you not spawn in forest to the closest entrance by beach, you'll be able to get 2 eggs or oriental herbs since you'll be looting 2 container sets. I would make boiled eggs, but this is a personal preference. For drinks, you want to make hot honey water in forest. Lenox has a lot of SP problems, and this is especially noticeable if you do not have a glacial item, so you want to have at least 2 stacks of SP drinks on hand. In hotel, you want to either make highballs or lemonades. Both provide decent SP and are not hard to come by. Transition item wise, there are a lot of things you can make. For your weapon, you want to make Bloody Ninetails. This weapon is honestly extremely overstated, but since Lennox rarely gets VF Blood because her objective clear is so bad, it has not been nerfed. If you get 1 VF Blood, you want to make this into a weapon. If you're going against a lifesteal character, make sure you have healing reduction, even if it's only a gilded fan, which you can make in Avenue. For your chest piece, you can go Mithril Armor, Queen of Hearts, or Holy Orders. And only run Holy Orders if you're running both Mithril Helm and Tellurian Timepiece, or else you will not have enough defense. You should only have Queen of Hearts if you found it in a box or a body, because you would much rather have Bloody Nine Turns or Sanguine Gunbai. EOD suit is honestly a good chest piece, so swapping off of it is not a priority. For your headpiece, you want Mithril Helm. Vigilante is not a good headpiece mid to late game, so the headpieces you want that are not RNG are Imperial Crown or Imperial Burgonet. Imperial Burgonet, you want more than Imperial Crown because Imperial Burgonet has cooldown reduction on it, and if you already have swapped off of Tachyon's Brace, you will want the CDR. For your arm piece, you want Bracelet of Scotty, Prominence, or Tellurian Timepiece. Tellurian Timepiece is slept on as there's already a lot of good RNG arms pieces available. With this build, you should be prepping Tellurian Timepiece anyways, but if you do not find Mithril or you found a Meteorite along with Mithril, you'll want to make Bracelet of Scotty. You should only make Prominence if you can no longer make Bloody Ninetails or Sanguine Gunbai, or you are still on Sheath of Shah Jahan, because Sheath of Shah Jahan is not a good arm piece for Lennox. For your shoes, you should be making Glacial Shoes, but if you do get the Wick items, you want to make Taproots. Lennox scales with HP, and Taproots have 300 HP on them, plus bonus healing received. You will be healing for a lot if you have Bloody Ninetails as well, because Bloody Ninetails has Omni Siphon on it. You can wear Boots of Hermes or Mithril Boots if you do not get Glacial Shoes. Boots of Hermes is preferred against characters with CC, such as Hedgen or Yon, so check tab when the last 6 people are left to see who is still in your lobby to know if you should switch shoes. For your accessory, you want Sanguine Gunbai or Kundala. Sanguine Gunbai is better than Kundala for Lennox because it gives CDR, movement speed, and healing reduction, especially if you have swapped over to Bloody Ninetails and no longer have healing reduction on your weapon. Kundala is easier to make and also has great stats for Lennox such as HP, movement speed, and spell amp. You can also wear Lunar Embrace, but this is matchup dependent, but if you have either Sanguine Gunbai or Kundala, do not even bother with Lunar Embrace. There are a few different combos you can do with Lennox. You can either start with Whip Skill, Alt E, W, Auto Q. This is really risky, and you should only ever do this once you have poked them down to about 50 to 60% of their HP, and using Whip Skill is really hard to land if they are not super close to you. The other combo you can do is EW, Auto Q, Whip Skill, R, Auto Q. This is much safer, and you only need to have them down to about 60 to 70% of their HP. For this combo to work, though, you need to be close to them. In general, you can use Q and W to poke, and once they are low enough and close enough to you, you can combo them. They should bleed out if they walk, or they should be 1 to 2 Qs away from dying. Now that I've explained the build, here's a game showing it in action. Hi there, the name's Nico, and I'm just going to be going over the video, the game that I had with Lennox to just show you the build and what to do. This is a ranked game, which is why I also didn't record it while playing ranked. Yeah, okay, so I'm looking for the second nail here, that's why, or that's what you're wondering, just because 2 nails aren't actually guaranteed in a loot container set. And so I just wanted to make sure I got my nail.
Ugh, I feel a little seasick.
Yeah, what you want to do is eat the bread, because you don't have room for it. You'll be making food here.
Even minnows are important.
Yeah, I saw that these were looted, so this is part like of a, that's part of a loot container set. But I know that don't even bother with that, so I'll just loot a different one.
This is what it's come to. Huh.
Yeah,
Not
you just
bad.
want to make your hard-boiled eggs or tail concoctions. Doesn't matter which one you make, to be honest. I saw the Oriental concoction here, and then I wished I made that instead of the egg, but you don't really have room to carry more. See, because I grabbed the binoculars in factory. So I'm checking these to see if I get an egg. And then it looks like I didn't, so I should have made the concoction instead that time. Normally it doesn't really matter which one you make, but just this game I should have made the Oriental concoction.
This is what it's come
I'm
to.
a little bit slow from normal time. You can get here about a minute and a half, but that also depends if that zone is not looted. So if it is, obviously you're gonna be delayed.
That's what I'm talking about.
Most of your crafting will actually be done in beach because you have a lot of things to just finish up.
Where?
Get rolled a little bit by this
That's what I'm
person.
talking about.
Or-
It should shake the rust off. Looks decent, to be quite honest.
I'm still looking for one more hammer, but I don't really expect to get it. Yeah, I don't. Okay. You lose against Sniper Aya normally. And I see that she has a blue weapon here, which tells me that this is my time to go into her. She's on blue weapon, and she has crown, which I want her crown, ideally, because it's better than Vigilante.
Forests are full of
It's
hiding spots.
a lot better. And so I'm going to spend this time to just get her. I know I can guarantee the kill here if I alter, which I end up doing. But I have this person on my tail, and I don't want to die. So I let her grab the crown, because you can see she has a barrette, which means she wants the crown herself.
Looks decent, to be quite honest.
But I managed to take the ruby.
See? I knew I was good at this.
So I go back to see, and I'm like, oh yeah, she took it. And of course, the Eva took the tree,
Stay cool.
because I used my alt
Survive.
on the Sniper Aya.
I need a
Because
break.
your alt is, like,
Don't
really
overdo
strong
it.
at this stage, because it does a
Unlucky,
lot of true
friend.
damage. And most people don't have any HP items at this point. I don't want to fight her because I have no food, so I'm just trying to walk by her to go look for some
Even minnows are
something to make food with. I see an egg in there, so I'll just do this. There's Jackie.
no use in running.
Jackie's not a bad matchup at all. But again, I'm not at full health, so it's not really
Don't
a
overdo
good
it.
time to go in. She doesn't have anything.
A subject has been terminated.
Here.
But if I do see her again, I also don't have a chest piece, but I could beat this Jackie because she's missing a lot of items.
Where?
I wasn't paying attention to where I saw the other Oriental herb, but if I was, I would have made it sooner. Emma.
Eyes on me. Look at me inside.
Emma's a pain to deal with, even though, like, look, she doesn't even have her headpiece, but I don't have a chest piece done, so my defense is quite low.
I need a break. Don't overdo it.
A subject has been terminated.
Honestly, here, I probably should just walk out and finish my chest
I
piece,
remember
okay,
playing
which
with
is what
other
I
kids
do.
on the beach. Unlucky, friend. Hotels
Yeah, I
are
just take your
surprisingly
rider's jacket
dangerous.
because it's better than nothing.
A new area has been restricted.
I see a lot of people in hotel, but I'm like, I just want to get this, at least my assault vest on,
No use in running.
because this doesn't really have anything that great. I just dropped the brick, I'm not gonna go make crown.
Where? All that's missing is some fishing.
Here's the windbreaker to make my assault vest. Or bulletproof vest, sorry. Same difference.
are surprisingly dangerous.
I'm not exactly. I don't remember exactly what I checked that here,
Focus
but
on
I need to go
me.
to a monk's robe zone and a bandage zone. Normally, after you get tree, you're gonna
What
go
are
to
you all
school,
doing?
then archery. But I didn't get the tree this time. Thinking of what they have. They don't really have anything I want. I just
I
eat the
need a
meat.
break.
Need my health.
Don't overdo
Animal
it.
clear is really bad on Lenox.
This island is full
A
of
subject has been
I don't know. You
terminated.
can go to a bunch of zones. So I don't remember if I go archery. I did go archery.
I could make a fishing rod out of one of these bows.
I take the box because you want to make
Minnows
Schrodinger's
are
box.
important.
Ideally on this build, if you can. Normally you can just RNG poison off wolves.
A subject has been
Or
terminated.
even ash, and then you just get water. I saw someone here. Oh, it's the Ava. Oh, no, it was an Aya. I'm also really low on SP food at this point.
Huh. I could make a fishing rod out of one of these bows.
I'm just gonna wait for the wolves, because you see the timer's at like
What are
10
you all
seconds.
doing? I need a break. Don't overdo it.
Farming. Guess I don't have my build done yet,
Subject
but
has been terminated. 10 survivors remain.
no, they got Mithra on one of them. And so I was like, okay, what should I make? And I was like, I should just make myth armor. And I saw another wolf's up.
Did what I must.
And I found a meteorite, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make Gundala
Sierra
instead.
flies, you can't take it
And I'm like, okay, I'll just go back and
Just
make
like your
the
choices.
EOD suit.
Hey, can I use a stone as a lure?
Because Gundala is just a straight upgrade from White Crane.
What would the boss say if he saw this? I need a break.
I just need the rest
Don't
because I don't
overdo it.
have really any SP food and I don't really want to waste. Yes, we've been a little scuffed since the beginning, but we recover, so. Gotta find a bandage now. Grab this, make crimson. And I grab the lighter because I need more food. Or I need drinks anyway.
Unlucky, friend.
There we go. We finally got our EOD suit
Looks
online.
like I caught a big one. Like the tackle box.
Yeah, I was just looking for the SP food that I remember seeing because I need to make more.
Ugh, I feel
I believe I go
seasick.
pond for water. Or hotel.
Tourist
Both,
attractions
I mean, both have
must
water,
be
so it's whatever.
Stay cool and survive. Have mercy. Not there yet.
Oh, she misses her
A
E.
new area has been
So I'm like,
restricted.
okay, we can go in, but it's Kiara, and I can't outrun her for some reason.
My hardship.
Misses her E once again.
A subject has been terminated.
Ava's just a pain in the butt to deal with
Someone
as
is
Lenox.
consecutively eliminating survivors.
I need a break. Don't overdo it.
I was like, okay, I guess I'm not getting console then, because
Hotels
they're
are
just guarding
surprisingly
console.
dangerous.
And I hear people fighting, so I'm like, oh my goodness, what is going on? Yes, honestly, I probably shouldn't have ulted there. I should have gone for the Yuki. That's what I should have done,
Hey, at
but
least I'll get
it's
some
okay.
use out of it. Wow, waves. The sound relaxes me. Focus on me.
I wanted to see if I can find this Emma. I saw her down there. But Emma's not that good of a matchup in general for melees, and Lenox is no exception to that, so...
Unlucky, friend. Refreshing water.
I see the people lasering above me. I whip skilled, but I guess she was a little too far away from me. Because it would have hit if it was longer.
There's no use in running. Not there yet.
And we're kind of at our last food here.
A new area has been restricted. A subject has been terminated.
And I'm like, oh shoot, I'm between two Avas. What do I do? And I see the Kiara and them fighting.
A subject has been terminated.
I'm like, I don't know, I could go in here when she has her ult up. I'm like, she's quite low here, but
Unlucky, friend.
somehow
What you gotta do.
she, like, we're 3.91 and she's 3.77. Now, I'm also wondering where I can get more food, because I'm low on food. There's a lot of people fighting down there. Shoot, you don't see Wick on the map. I see Wick here, by the way. I see someone's pulling Wick.
Watch out for houses that look fancy on the outside.
So here can do a quick Wick take. So I'm like, okay, I need to kind of be here. But look, he's used everything on Wick. Tried to ult Wick, but I missed. But Zahir's quite low. I stole the Wick. Or I killed him.
Subject has been terminated.
Make some
Someone
spicy
is
fish
consecutively eliminating
stew
survivors.
here.
5 survivors remain.
I'm like, okay, this is better than nothing. And I also see a lighter there on the ground. So I'm gonna grab it.
Like a tackle box.
And I'm looking for oil, because there's oil in Uptown. There it is.
A new area
I'm like, oh, I
has
can
been
make some fish and chips right now. I grabbed the potato off the ground.
Looks like I caught a big one. A fire wouldn't start here, right?
A subject has been terminated.
Just clear out my
Someone has
inventory a little bit, 'cause I don't need all
consecutively
that stuff.
survivors.
Yeah, Wick's gone at this point. I assume so anyway.
What? They're already
And I'm just gonna
dead.
change out a bunch of my items. Smith helm was better on me, so I'm gonna grab the chain. This chain
Hey,
cough.
at least I'll get some use out of it.
But if I get Mithril, I can just switch to Myth helm.
What are you all doing?
see no one's here, but I know I can clear animals.
A fire wouldn't start here.
But I am keeping an eye on the mini map just in case.
I need a break. Don't overdo it. Fishing in the sea is the absolute best.
Sometimes I fish the sea if I can actually catch something useful. I got a coffee liquor, which is actually not that bad, and if I find bread. I see Yuki. This build, I personally don't think is a great build, so I'm just waiting here to see if the Yuki comes. The console, because most people will go the console.
A new area has been restricted.
Watch out for houses fancy.
And look, he's like... I didn't even get to see. He moved up. Oh, you saw, he was probably at like 100 HP there. So, I'm like trying to chase some. He's recovered a bunch of it back though.
Unlucky.
But he
friend.
has 29% CDR. So the odds of me catching him, I was thinking I'm like, they aren't that good. Because he can just EWP. And honestly, if I was paying attention there, I should have gone back, grab the burnished Agus, because it's better than this piece.
There's such thing as a free lunch. A fire wouldn't start here, right?
But I completely forgot, but you should definitely take the burnished
Hey,
if you're wearing
at least I'll get some
Chachahan.
use
It's a
out of it.
lot better. Scaling up
What?
Yuki's damage is
Already
all
dead.
dual swords, and I think his ult also was scale damage, but that's about it.
Wow, waves. Sound relaxes me.
I want console because this is the final
What are
zone.
you all doing?
I see him on console.
Even minnows are important.
I'm just gonna hide a bunch of stuff because I want to clear out my inventory just in case I need to grab
The temporary
items.
safe zone will be designated soon.
Yeah, so I see there's the Kiara and Ava, or the
Don't
Ava's in the
overdo
red
it.
zone gonna come out. There's Kiara.
Wow, waves.
You can see these are items. I'm
Sound relaxes me.
decently low on weapon mastery compared to other people. Also fishing to see if I can catch something. I don't know, food or something. I've been doing this more lately, but it's probably not
Fishing in the sea is the
necessary.
absolute best.
Oh my god, cool, I got a patch robe. I was like, I'll just make this for some health mastery. See my masteries here. Yeah, not that bad at all.
A subject has been terminated.
So I saw the Kiara
Someone is
just killed
dominating Lumia Island. The temporary safe
the
zone has been designated.
Ava,
Three
which honestly is
survivors
good for
remain.
me. And I also assume here, by the way, this is very important, I assume that she's used ult, so I know she has no ult. I see she has less timer. Mrs. E on me. I kind of combo her here. I
Focus on me.
was like, okay, I can chase her out.
I
I did get hit by E, but I moved back so she didn't get hit. I have the timer advantage, so I'm not honestly worried about going in to chase her. She blew up the timer, but I would have gotten her with a W anyway. It doesn't matter for me here, I know, because I'm like, okay, well, I have timer. So I'm just picking up stuff that he has. I don't know why the Yuki's not stopping me, because he has timer. And I said, this Yuki's build I personally don't think is that good. Because all his damage is that ult right there. And weapon skill. So, yeah. I'm like, that's easy. The Kiara's the scariest person there.
Okay, all done with work.
If you like this guide, please consider giving it a like. It lets me know if you like these types of videos. And if you like a channel return as much as I do, consider subscribing. I am streaming a bunch of Lenox gameplay on my Twitch channel, TheNamesNiko with an L. So if you have any more questions about Lenox or the game in general, hop over to my stream. I hope to see you at the next video.